welcome back to What the Flix. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Gabi.
Make sure y'all follow us on Spotify and YouTube. No.
Just keep going.
Okay. Make sure y'all follow us on Spotify and YouTube. All of our social media links are in the description box below. Please leave us a comment so that way we can get y'all's thoughts on what the episode is. Yeah. What we got today? What's our topic?
Everything about that was a mess, and I loved it.
It
was a mess, and I loved it. I was living for the fact that was a mess.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So today's episode, we're doing how Disney is not a fan of making love stories or having villains anymore. Well, new Disney.
Yep.
So we're gonna start with the last movie that was a love story, which was Tangled. Originally, I thought it was Princess and the Frog, but I was looking at dates when I was doing the research for this episode, and it was actually Tangled, because Tangled came out in 2010 and Princess and the Frog came out in 2009. Which,
damn.
Wow, I thought they came out.
I thought they came out late. Yeah, I thought they came out like at least like in the 2010s.
Right.
But I guess
Tangled came out in 2010, and I thought Princess and the Frog came out like 2013, 2014, something like that.
Like 2012.
Right? Like, damn. I was like, 09? Really? I think I didn't watch Princess and the Frog until after it came out, like way after it came out. Maybe that was it.
Same.
Excuse me. Like, I don't know what that was, but I thought it came out like way after.
Me too.
It's crazy. I know I didn't watch Tangled when it first came out. I saw Tangled.
I'm trying to think if did I? Nah, I didn't. I didn't watch it when I
was late on Tangled. I was late on Tangled.
Yeah.
Late on Tangled. Oh yeah, I missed out. I didn't watch Tangled till like high school. Like
I'm about to say, that was same. I think.
And I was like, this movie is lit. Why didn't anybody put me on?
That horse and the iguana.
That's what I'm saying. Every
gecko.
princess has a little
gecko. Yeah.
No, chameleon.
Chameleon. Okay. Yeah. That was right.
Oh, every princess has a little animal sidekick, but he's one of the best.
For sure. His facial expressions had me. I was just like, yeah.
Like he is my personality.
Facts.
But Tangled had romance and it had a villain. So basically going through these, we're going to talk about which ones have romance, which ones have a villain. And we're also going to be discussing why we think that Disney decided to progress out of no longer having villains or romance in this kind of newer age that we're doing. So let's first go through the last really movies that had romance or villains. So like I said, Tangled was the last movie was the last Disney movie that had romance and a villain. So it had romance and a villain, of course, and the villain was Mother Gothel. And Princess and the Frog in 2009, of course, romance, villain, and that was Dr. Facilier. Also, I wanted to put a small nod to the fact that even if some of their newer villains kind of pop up, they usually have a tragic backstory that kind of humanizes them. So we're making a kind of a category for that as well. I don't want to really be all over the place with my explanations and whatnot, so I want to go ahead and categorize what we're doing here. So Okay, let me just stop there and just explain. So what we'll do is we'll do romance. If they have like romance and villain, then we'll do whether they have a backstory or not. If their backstory, if they do have a backstory, like is their backstory like a tragic backstory that tries to like absolve them of of like, oh, we're supposed to have sympathy for this, but like a sympathetic backstory. And our twist villains. I think that's all. Yes.
Okay. What's going on with
and movies with no villains as well.
Right.
Okay. So like I said, we have Tangled, who has the villain of Mother Gothel.
Mother
we
Gothel,
do get a backstory.
who was that?
Yeah, right. We do get her backstory. Does not make us feel bad for her. If anything, it makes us feel like she stole a baby.
She pretty much did. I mean, she pretty much
stole
did.
a baby, and then gaslights her the whole movie. I don't think anybody felt bad for her when she died. We were all like, "Oh well."
Okay, good. Honestly,
Musty,
I
dusty,
said good.
crusty. Goodbye.
Peace.
Good. Dr. Facilier, no backstory, but I mean, he was cool. I mean, yeah. Keith David. And I don't think I realized that was Keith David till the other day when I was watching a video, and I was like, wait a second, is Dr. Facilier Keith David?
Yeah.
I was doing something and I wasn't looking at the screen, and I was like, oh snap, Dr. Facilier is Keith David. I was like, I feel so embarrassed that I never realized that.
Will you shake a poor man's hand or something like that? Whatever you say.
Poor sinner's hand.
A poor sinner's hand. Yes. Yes. I'm like, hey.
And now I'm like, dang, Keith David can sing.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready? Hey. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
That song is hard.
Mm-hmm. Put 2 feet in
there. That brings me to Elemental, which is Pixar's most recent romantic movie. It's their most recent movie, and it's their most it's Disney / Pixar's most recent romantic movie, because that was a romance movie. No villain, just straight romance. So there you go. That's the last of the romance.
I'm not gonna lie.
And Elemental came out last year.
Last, I want to say maybe
it came out last year. No, last year.
Really?
Elemental came out last year.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, this was the one that I looked at this morning. I didn't put out the 2023. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was really I haven't watched it, but I've heard mixed reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it looked, I'm like, I don't know if I want to see this. But I'm seeing different clips. I might watch it. I might.
I don't have any hate or like resentment to it. I just didn't want to watch Element Zootopia.
That's literally what it is. Yeah.
Like
fire. Nice.
Like that's all I didn't want to watch. And then they basically had like a racism plot in it too. And I was like,
I forgot about that.
I was like, so they made Zootopia with
racism,
with elements in it. Zootopia was racism too. I was like, I don't want to rewatch Zootopia with elements. I don't want to rewatch Zootopia. If I want to rewatch Zootopia, I'll put on Zootopia. What do you mean? I don't like. This is Zootopia with love. It's like no cops. Let's just do love. Love is the answer. Harry Potter. You know what saved your life? Love. I'm like, okay, Harry Potter, let's move forward.
Thanks. For real.
It's like okay.
That's a really good point though. I forgot. I forgot about that. You right.
But I think it was a good idea. It's more that I've already seen Zootopia. I think it was a good idea. It's because it also brings up interracial interracial relationships.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad idea. I just already saw for me that this is a personal, because you can't go around talking about, oh yeah, I thought you wanted more romantic movies out there, and then you'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch the romantic movie. It just resembles one other movie that you just saw that just came out not too long ago, and you're like, oh, I don't want to see that again. It resembles it too much, and this is just for me. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's just so similar. Like I said, that's just for my taste. But I do think that was a good idea, and interracial relationship is, especially in kids movies, is something that you don't see a lot. So I think that's an interesting, especially when I heard that that's what they were doing, I was like, I think that's an interesting concept to go for. So kudos to them, especially if people found out that it was good. So good for you. Good for you, boo boo. Moving forward we have Frozen. We have Frozen. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I like Frozen. I like the first Frozen. I'm not gonna lie, I like the second Frozen too. Not the whole thing. I'm just the beginning of it. Honestly, the Into the Unknown song was a good song, and then like after that, it started losing me. I mainly just like the song. Let's just say I like Into the Unknown, and then we just
walk out the theater.
Anyway, I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it when it was
out. No, I know. No. Just a metaphor.
Wait, did it come out there? Moving forward. I thought it came out on. I thought it. Well, you know what? Frozen is a juggernaut. So
I'm about to say Frozen 2. You're damn right it had to have gotten.
I was about to say I saw it on Disney Plus, but moving forward, Frozen. We had our sympathetic. We had our sympathetic anti-hero, Miss Elsa. She's not the villain of the story.
I was about to say.
That's what I'm saying. She's the anti-villain, anti-hero, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Got you.
Because she serves as the antagonist for part of it, so you can say that she's the anti-villain.
So is she more of an you said like anti-hero?
Yes, but you could also say anti-villain. So because she froze because she froze Arendelle, I guess she would be more of an anti-villain, because part of the movie she does serve as the antagonist, but then she does help solve the issue at the end. So I guess she would be, and she does help. Okay, yeah, so she would be an anti-villain.
Okay.
So we have our sympathetic anti-villain, Elsa, and our twist villain, Hans. And honestly, him being the twist villain really just.
And for all the viewers out there, what's the twist villain? I know people are like, what's a twist villain?
It's a villain who wasn't usually you'd expect your villain. You'd expect to know the villain the whole time of the movie, right? Think Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty, the Evil Queen, Dr. Facilier. You know who the villain is the whole movie. The twist villain is in the third act or close to the end of the movie. It's like, oh my gosh, it was you.
It was you all along. It was you all along.
Agatha all along.
Right.
It was not who you expected to be. It was not who this person who we keep focusing on.
It was usually you.
And the person that you right, the person we keep focusing on who the movie keeps framing the villain as, or who it's more likely to be as, is usually the red herring. That's not who it is. It's somebody else, and it's, oh my gosh, it's that person. That's the twist villain.
Yep, it's in the name. It's in the name, y'all. It's a twist.
Yeah, it's dun, 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 it's this person.
Yep.
All of us.
Oh my gosh.
It's you. I feel so betrayed. But honestly, Hans was a terrible twist villain. Terrible. I want to see which movie was first, because I'm honestly not sure. Hold on. Okay, yes. So Wreck-It Ralph really started it with the whole twist villain thing. Wreck-It Ralph was first. So Wreck-It Ralph really started it with the twist villains, with Turbo / King Candy really being the actual villain. Like, Wreck-It Ralph started Disney's trend of oh man, the twist villain. And when Wreck-It Ralph succeeded with the twist villain, they were like, let's keep going.
Yeah. Damn.
And then they went to Frozen with Hans being the twist villain. Didn't really work, because what was his motivations? It all goes from motivations. In Wreck-It Ralph, it worked because
he wanted
King Candy truly was hiding out and trying to rule Candyland, or whatever it was called.
He was hiding within the system and wanted to
because
take
his
over.
game got shut down, and he was just trying to take it over.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this place over. But he was truly ruling something. He only went back to his like kind of evil state just because, like, you're over here trying to mess this up, give it back to who was truly ruling it beforehand.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You're not gonna mess this up for me.
He had a true motivation.
Exactly. Whereas Hans in Frozen wasn't really like doing that. His motivation was what? He had a bunch of older brothers, and he didn't have 12 older brothers, and he wasn't in line for being a king because he has so many older brothers. Like, when can I be king? And I get that, but
that's lazy.
why would you try to kill off the one person that would help you ascend to the throne?
Yeah.
If you wanted to marry Anna, just marry Anna.
That's all you had to do, bro.
Like, but you're like, oh, who, like, the point where he was like, why would you think I wanted you? Why would you think I loved you? It was like, that was just for drama, because that's just for the moment.
How dare you?
Because this man didn't even check. He did the ultimate lock the door, like, so she couldn't get out,
and
didn't make sure she was gone, didn't make sure she was, the typical villain mistake. Didn't make sure they were actually gone.
Yep. Sounds about right.
But we said our marriage vows. So it's consummated, y'all. Like, who would honor that? I don't see no rings. I ain't see no paperwork.
Nope.
I would be like, no. I don't care. I don't care what vows that y'all said behind closed doors. Y'all didn't say it in front of me. I don't see no paperwork. Bye bye, no Mr. Southern Isles. Head back. But, Ratatouille is another sympathetic villain. Anton Ego.
Yep. Yeah.
We get his little backstory, He not really a backstory. I wouldn't even say that.
Like
he just becomes
like what got him to review food in the first place.
Yeah.
And like, as soon as he ate that last dish, just like, It reminds me of when I was growing up and when I was sick and my mom used to make this for me.
Exactly.
And then he turned into like the happiest food critic ever. Just like, surprise me. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, this is a nice happy ending. I think I would have liked it more if like he pretty much like the old head chef. He was mad, but he loved it, but he was mad. And
about the rat.
Well, about the rat, yeah, but of how good it was. But like if Ego was just like, oh, I hate this is good, but and he just would have walked out. I think it would have been a better I guess learning moment for kids. Just like, yeah, people are still gonna hate you, but just gotta keep going, I guess. I don't know. But that twist,
I think that would have been underwhelming in the movie, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
surprise me.
we also so for some villains that were always unapologetically evil, we have Jafar, who had no backstory. That's Aladdin. This is 1992, y'all. 1992. Aladdin. We had romance. We had a villain. Jafar. No backstory.
Just pure hatred, and it's hot.
He just wanted to be Sultan, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted to be a sorcerer, the most powerful sorcerer, and then he got tricked and to be an almighty powerful genie.
Yep.
And then in the second movie, he came back. Return to Jafar, but he was still a genie.
Gotcha.
You just haven't seen the return.
I haven't seen. I haven't seen. Yeah,
you haven't seen the straight to video sequels.
I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't. Yeah.
I mean, Aladdin King of Thieves was really like the theme of the TV show. And King of Thieves is the third straight to video sequel.
Excuse me.
Anyway, I really spelled Aladdin wrong.
Yeah.
I was writing kind of fast the other day. I really spelled it wrong. Anyway, Hercules is another one. Hades didn't really have a backstory. He's just Hades. You know what I'm saying? 1997. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Hercules had romance. It had Hades. Hades is one of my favorites because of his wit.
Yeah, he's funny.
His sarcasm.
He was funny.
Hilarious. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny. He's charming. He's a guy.
He's a guy.
Oh my gosh, he's so funny. Memo to me, maim me later. Like I love Hades. He's just unapologetically evil, and that is great. I'm not saying every story needs to have people that are evil, but it's great to have somebody who is just unhinged and just doing bad stuff. It's fun, it can be wacky, and it can be great.
Yep.
Because you see with Hades, and here I have right here, Yzma, that it can be fun.
Mm-hmm. Yzma is the most, to me, the most fun villain, in my opinion.
Right, just fun, wacky, and it's evil, but it's still fun.
Exactly.
She wants to off Cusco. Yeah. Clearly.
That was her. That's because she wants to. She wants a throne.
Like that's her thing. She wants the throne. She's like, I practically raised this man.
Facts.
But like, yeah, you think he turned out bad? Yeah. But like, but the fact that they have so much fun doing all of this, like the whole adventure. I think as a kid, I don't even think it sunk in that it's really about her trying to off this man. It's more about her chasing around a llama for me. Like as a kid, I'm more concerned about the whole llama part.
It's almost like Tom and Jerry, really. She kept on getting got, but she just like after she threw out the alligator. She was like, next, now we got to think of something else. I'm like, oh yeah, she's scheming. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You don't think about that.
Yeah. Think about the part where she was like, I'm going to turn him into a bug. And then put it into a box. And then put that box into another box. And then mail it to myself. And then smash that box with a hammer. Or to save on postage, I can just poison them. It's like, hey, wait, she used her big brain for that. She said, or I could just save on postage and then just, poison them.
Yep.
She really did the
big brain. Big brain.
But it can be fun. It can be wacky. Think about Hades. He was literally trying to do the same thing. He was trying to off Hercules, and take over Olympus.
Yeah.
And yet everything about that movie is fun. It's heartfelt.
Yep.
Like Hades tried to off a baby.
Literally a freaking baby, bruh.
A little baby.
Little baby boy.
And yet the whole movie becomes heartfelt. It becomes fun. It has soul because of the because of the muses. Like it has so much fun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Having a villain doesn't innately mean that the whole movie has to be like a bad influence for your kids.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to look at one of these movies and to see what it, like Dr. Facilier is like an evil guy. So it makes I wouldn't say like makes the whole movie like less fun, but the movie is kind of a more, I would say, like a more serious tone.
Yeah, there's definitely
I would say that's I would say it's not one of those like wacky movies where like Hercules is and it has like, or Aladdin is, where some of these villains tend to be. I would say some of the Disney Renaissance films were the ones that had more wacky villains, the ones where they are evil for no reason, had more fun.
Yeah. Because
everything was kind of just like loose and there was no rhyme or reason. There was nothing holding them down. There was no emotional reason holding them down. Jafar was just having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's a part of like their evil concocted mind.
Yeah.
And plus, like, when you have sympathetic like backstories all the time, it takes away from the sympathy towards the protagonist.
Yeah. Or the protagonist has to give them sympathy. It is just
and it's just like, oh my gosh, this dude's trying to get like spare change. This dude, like, whatever, bro.
Spare change. It's like, oh my god,
spare change.
What I did, you don't know what I had to go through. Okay.
I'm like, whatever, bro. I don't care.
I don't care. You killed somebody.
Exactly. Damn.
I don't care. You out here hurting people. And I'm supposed to care what happened to you? I mean, okay. Coming back around. Incredibles. Like this is going to be the example, which is why I stopped real quick. Incredibles. Syndrome. You get his backstory, and he has a quote emotional backstory, but his emotional backstory made him more evil.
Yeah.
Because he sounded like a little whiny baby.
And he was a whiny baby. He was a grown baby at that point, pretty much.
Because he was a kid, and he was Mr. Incredible's #1 fan. Okay. And Mr. Incredible said, rightfully, you need to go home. Stop following me around and go home.
Before you get offed.
Which he was about to, because Bon Voyage put one on his cape. I don't know if we can say that word.
he put a device on the kid's cape. And
I don't know if YouTube allow us to say that. So
we not gonna take no chances. So yeah, he and Mr. Incredible was running after him, and he was like, "Nah, you told me to get away from you. I'm getting away from you." And Mr. Incredible was trying to get the bomb, the device off of his cape. I saved you with that. I saved you. I know.
He tried to get it off of his cape.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason why the superheroes had to go into hiding anyway, because it made it blew up the bridge, not the bridge, the train tracks or whatever. And Mr. Krabs, oh my gosh, Mr. Incredible got sued for stopping the train. But it was like, did y'all want to get off? Did y'all want to leave this earth?
Right.
He stopped it. He saved y'all. Same thing for the guy that was jumping off the building. He'd saved my life. He ruined my death. I was like, hey, yo.
Like, hey, what?
That movie got wild. In the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, you're like, but it's crazy that Syndrome really held on to that one interaction where he told you to go home because he's dealing with a supervillain. The supervillain tried to exterminate you. And he helped you. Also, you ruined his life and several other superheroes' lives.
All because you wanted an autograph or wanted to be a sidekick. To be
like basically his hero
Robin.
Support.
Damn Robin.
His hero support. Shout out to Sky High, his hero support. That was a good one.
Good one.
Yes. And all because you wanted to work with this man. Like you said, yes, his Robin. Like, no, bruh. You want to be Little Boy Wonder? You gonna be Little Boy Wonder on the poster? Everybody, R.I.P. Little Boy Wonder.
You're gonna be having flowers at a fence and whatnot.
Like, go home. And now you all buddy. Upset about that. 15 years later, 20 years later. Like,
grown ass man harped over at one instant.
And that's the crazy part. He held on to that for 15 years.
Yep.
Exterminated a bunch of other superheroes just to get to Mr. Incredible.
Yep.
Testing out a device just to get to Mr. Incredible. And then pretend to be a superhero. Just because Mr. Incredible hurt his feelings.
Oh.
Right?
Little baby feelings.
Like, oh,
your deputy.
Like, bro, you actually got rich, and this is what you're still harping on this. He took time to get rich.
Yeah. He thought of
and this is what you're spending your money on. Like, you really that's how you know he obsessed, because he got rich.
Not rich. Wealthy. He's wealthy. Not rich.
He got his own album island.
He has his own island. Like, nah, bro, that's a different type
island.
Of
had a rocket on the island. Like, like, where is this? Epstein? Like, what?
I was about to make that joke when I said it.
Because boy got a rocket. It's like
a whole facility. Not just one plane rocket, a rocket and a whole facility.
I mean, if you have a rocket, you gotta have a facility. Like, because ain't no way.
Yeah.
He had missiles. He had a rocket. It's like
he had every form of device you could have, just to get back at this one person who told him to go home so he wouldn't get off as a young child. That's good writing for a villain. That's good motivation.
It really is.
That's prime motivation.
It really is. It's like, sir, are you alright? You okay? You alright?
Right.
Did your mama hug you enough?
She probably did. He was just one of those salty kids that didn't get to. That's like when a kid gets mad at.
What do they call it? Incels?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like when a kid goes to a basketball game or a sporting event, and they ask the athlete for their jersey to sign, and he can't get to him because he's like a little bit far away. He's not like right in front of him. And then that kid gets mad at him and starts a hate account on social media for the athlete. Like, bro, like I get it, but unnecessary. Yeah, there's thousands of people in the crowd, but yeah.
Okay. Encanto.
Yeah.
No romance and no villain. I mean, the villain may be trauma.
I mean, the villain is, it's trauma. Yeah, it's trauma. Yeah. That's, yeah.
The villain was really the trauma in the villain in the movie. I mean,
that was smart.
People may think that the villain was the grandmother, but she wasn't. She was kind of placed in an antagonistic spot. But that
Yeah.
does not make her the villain. I mean,
I
she has
agree.
antagonistic qualities, but she still was trying to be she was still trying to be in the forefront of the with Mirabelle. She was antagonistic towards Mirabelle and then changed position as she realized her mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So it like I said, there is no villain in this movie. Nope. That's not what they were going for. They were going for a story of redemption and healing in this movie. So, like I said, there was no villain.
There's no clear-cut villain. At all.
There's no clear-cut villain because there was no villain.
Yeah.
There's no clear-cut antagonist.
Yeah.
Because they were going for that. They didn't really want that.
Yeah. They wanted it based off of just family-oriented stuff. I think that's why a lot of people loved it.
It was such a good story.
It was fantastic. It hit in the feels. It hit in the feels.
I believe that this is one of those that I would say is, of their recent movies, is one of the best.
Yeah, top 3, in my opinion. Yep.
Turning Red. I don't care what anybody says. Turning Red is good.
It was good. It was good. I don't. Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth.
I will say it. I will say what I have said to anybody who said they didn't like this movie. It is very cultivated to a female experience, number 1, and like number 2, also to a young experience.
Yeah.
So, number 1, if you are female, I think you would identify more with this movie, and
yeah.
Also, if you're also kids, of course, because it's also a Pixar movie. But like, if you're older and you watch this movie, I connected with it because I'm young enough to remember like middle school.
Yeah.
Like I may be about to be 26, but that's not like I don't remember middle school and how cringy it is to be
and how awful it is.
Awkward and just like starting puberty and getting into that, like
it's disgusting.
Yeah, middle school is just a awkward,
it's an awful
stage in your life, and it's really, really harping on that. Your relationship with your parents and your relationship with yourself and discovering weird crap about yourself and whatnot, but finding your tribe and just like with your friends and just wanting things and not being able to do them because of whether it's your parents or circumstances around you. Just being that, it just I really understood.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like strict parenting and stuff like that. You're just
absolutely. You get
it. Feeling it. You were feeling it.
You definitely do. Yeah. Like,
and I told a couple people, if you look back with the lens, especially understanding that it was targeted at girls.
Yeah.
Like, understand that it's supposed to be, first of all, it's supposed to be cringy because middle school.
Yeah.
Some people were like, they rewatched it and they were like, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Middle school
is freaking cringy and corny. Like
middle school. They were going for that.
Like, what did y'all expect?
This wasn't like overhyped up, weird, like high school Disney.
Yeah, nah. Not having grown people casted as freaking high schoolers and stuff. Nah, this is actual depiction of middle school. And like you said, from a girl's perspective, when hitting puberty, that was like the main point. But like, the underlying is also middle school. You deal with all these, you like boys or girls.
You're just realizing that you
just
like boys.
right. You realize you just like boys, you like girls. You deal with all this friendship stuff going on. You deal with your parents trying to parent you because that's what they're trying to do. But, hormones is flying. I'm not just talking about the girls. I'm talking about just middle school in general. When you're in middle school, your hormones is flying all across the room. It's a lot of
Why
stuff
people
going
always
on.
say middle school is the jungle. Middle school
Yeah,
is ghetto.
middle school is the hood, the jungle, and everybody fight for yourself. There's tears to this stuff, everything. I hated middle school and high school, but middle school, that was prime time hatred of my life. just saying. I mean, and that's why Turning Red was so good. Not only for people to learn about a girl's experience going through puberty, but just connecting with, especially, I don't know, this new gen didn't like it, and it was mainly for like our generation. Me and Gabby don't claim this new generation. We're like gray, like we connect more so
that
with like
gray area
that
between the
like
new generation and millennials.
millennial and Gen Z. Like that's where me and Gabby are at. But
too old to understand the stuff that goes on with Gen Z, but just young enough to
so
like catch everything that goes on with
yeah,
millennials and be like, look, I may be young, but I know a lot of millennial crap.
Exactly. Because I mean, we're born right before 2000, so we were born into social media, so we get it. But for all the people that didn't like it and were saying, "Oh, well, this is," I remember I read an article, or maybe it was a comment, of somebody saying, "Oh, well, they're trying to be woke and all this other stuff." I'm tired of y'all being lazy with y'all brains for definitions of stuff.
They're trying to be woke. How?
That's what I was trying to say, because they were saying, "Oh, well, it was panning towards like feminism and all this other stuff." It was like a whole bunch of crap that didn't need to be in
I
there.
was supposed to say they're little girls. What?
Yeah.
It's little girls that is turning 13. Like what?
Right. Like I don't get the outrage of the movie. It was really good. Just simple as that.
Say it's one thing I really like, because I've said it before, but I really hate movies that try to overstate like the age of girls, like, or over sexualize teenage girls. And these were 13-year-old girls, 12, 13-year-old girls that acted like they were in middle school.
Yeah.
Like you had one girl who was on her skateboard, but she was laying on her stomach, kind of like rolling around, and they were kind of like staring at this like 17-year-old boy through a window, and like,
Yeah.
like he's so cute. Like they were being all weird. Like they had this song that they all really like, and they were all in the street dancing to it.
The
Like
boy band
they were,
song.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's weird, but it was fun. It was their thing. Like one of them had a Twilight book. It was similar to Twilight.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they were all friends. I mean, it was cute. To me, it was cute.
Yeah. Really good movie.
Like I said, no villain, no romance, but maybe parental trauma was her thing. Generational trauma might have been her thing.
Yep, and Kanto and Turning Red are definitely in the same category.
Moana. You could say Tekka was not really a villain.
Yeah. Taka was the lava spewing person that turned into the Tafiti. Yeah, nah, that's like
I was like, I really wrote Tekka, not really a villain. That's literally what I wrote. I was like, you could try to say that, but it's like, is it true? No. I mean, the only antagonist they really had was like the Kakamura and Tamatoa, the crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had the little coconut, but those were all like antagonists that were also trying to get the stone, the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that was more like antagonist than actual full villains,
Yeah.
because they didn't fully go through with the movie antagonizing Moana.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is something completely different. So this movie didn't actually have a full villain. It had like minor antagonists.
Nah.
This is just
It's like
Moana is not one of my favorite movies. It's a pretty movie. Not gonna lie.
oh yeah.
Beautiful visuals,
Cinematic,
beautiful
everything gorgeous.
photorealistic
Top
water,
notch.
beautiful, nice to look at. But I mean, is it
doesn't deserve a second movie. Let's just be honest. It's not deserving of a second movie. Just putting it out there.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, I'll take a hit.
Moving forward to some classics that have some classic villains that were just unapologetically evil.
Mm-hmm.
Tarzan, 1999.
Yeah, Kerjak.
No, he wasn't the villain.
Not Kerjak. I was thinking I had Clayton in my head, but I got the names mixed up. Clayton.
Lion King was Scar in 1994. We had Fantasia in 1940. Disney been doing this a long time. 1940. Fantasia. I hope some of y'all actually have seen Fantasia, because that is a beautiful animation. The fact that they spent all that time animating to classical music, like that is some good stuff.
That's peak art right there.
Yeah, you've never seen Fantasia?
Nope.
You should. It's really beautiful. There's this piece at the end. I forgot what it's actually called. But it's basically like all of these like evil beings come out, and they all get like really like all of them get scared, because basically Chernabog is basically it's like evil incarnate. This piece used to scare me, honestly. It used to scare the crap out of me. And he just comes out, and and remember, this is only over music, so the piece is actually very pretty.
Yeah.
But the way it's written is strong and kind of overwhelming, so it matches kind of his presence. And then when the sun comes up, he folds his wings back over, and then he goes back down.
That's cool.
So like when the sun gets, yeah, it's nice.
That sounds cool as hell. Yeah. Yep, that's on my list. That's on my list.
Toy Story 2, the Prospector.
Yeah.
Also had a background though. I wouldn't say he was unapologetically evil. I needed to just write that one down. But I wouldn't say he was unapologetically evil. I would say between him and Lotso, they both had backgrounds. They both had backstories.
Backgrounds.
I wouldn't say they were sympathetic either.
No, I mean, not sympathetic. Like just backgrounds.
I would both say they were just bitter.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Like, especially the prospector.
Yeah.
Prosthetic.
Oh, for sure.
Prospector was just bitter. You know, he was like, "Oh, nobody picked me up, and now I'm just gonna be adored. Shoot, so pop off for me."
Right.
And he was like, "Nobody's gonna ruin that for me, not even you."
Yep.
Some hand me down.
Man, when he said that, I'm like, "What are you gonna take that from him? You gonna let him talk to you like that?"
And then you got Lotso in Toy Story 3, and you know, he was salty because they got left.
I'm about to say, wasn't it because
and then they got back to the thing, and then they had been replaced.
Yeah, then the kid didn't want him anymore.
No, it wasn't even that. They got replaced.
Yeah.
She literally replaced the toys.
Mm-hmm. And I make sure nobody ever does.
I was like, doesn't that mean that she really liked you, bro?
Right. Like, you didn't give her a chance?
It's like, man, she really liked you, man.
It's always nice to revisit like your old like belongings or whatever. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I remember him or her. Like, come on, bro. You didn't let old girl give you a chance.
She replaced you. That means she really liked that toy. Even though she lost it, she was like, dang, bro, you really made me lose my toy. She didn't get a new one. She got you again, technically.
Yep. So
doesn't that mean she really like you?
Yeah. Tell you right now.
Anyway, but that just means they were all bitter. To me, I could be somebody. If you disagree, tell me in the comments. Just let me know if you disagree with that take. We also have Big Hero 6. Professor Callahan is another twist villain we have.
Yeah.
I really think his backstory undermines his selfish actions. The fact that like his daughter was in that accident with the other guy, Cray.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, the daughter was in the accident, so this is why he's so angry or whatever, and he's going around because it didn't. At the beginning it was like, oh, here's this nice guy, and he's like, oh, don't make deals with Cray because Cray only cares about cutting corners and stuff like that. So now you find out that Callahan is the bad guy, and we're like,
like, okay, I get that you were mad that your daughter signed up for it. Like,
well, I wouldn't even say that. It's not that, because I guess he like found out that he'd be cutting corners after the stuff stopped working.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't, let's not blame the girl that got stuck in the ship.
Yeah, yeah.
But all I'm saying is his reasoning, or not his reasoning, I would say the way they wrote his reasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wrote him not really like being nice to everybody. There's no hint that, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really just him being nice and then go straight into being evil versus the buildup of why he kind of became
like
evil.
he was never like slighting Cray other than like saying that don't sell that to him, he only cares about big business and all of that. And you're like, okay, that seems like something an educator would say though.
Yeah. Trying to protect their students.
So you're like, oh, okay, he really cares about Hiro. And then you're like, he cares about Tadashi. Okay. But then I saw something when I was reading, and somebody said the movie alludes to the fact that he might have set the fire. Like he may have started the fire. And I was like, wait, where did we find that out? When did we did I miss something?
Yeah, he did. Cause when Tadashi, what's his name?
Hiro,
found out that it was Mr. Callahan, when he figured out it was Mr. Callahan, and he was like, Professor Callahan, why? Like, Tadashi. And Callahan was like, pretty much like Tadashi wasn't supposed to be there, pretty much.
No, he just said that was his mistake.
That was his mistake, right? That was his mistake for running into the fire, and it's kind of a blurry thing, but to me, they made Callahan have start the fire because Cray didn't start the fire because
I wouldn't have thought the fire was on purpose.
No, it was
all the technology in there. I just thought it was an accident.
Yeah, no, because the magnets were still there, because the magnets, of course, were still survived, and Callahan needed the magnets to destroy everything.
Of course.
So yeah, that's what gives off people thinking that it was Professor Callahan who started the fire.
Of course. So that's why I was like, but that's also what made me think that was really dumb. Like, how
It
did
is a
he
dumb
know that they were
reason.
fireproof?
I don't know. That's a
That's why I was like,
that's a writing gap right there.
that's why I was like, he started the fire, and I
Yeah.
was like, but he only saw them that night, so why would he have known that they were fireproof? But then again, he developed the technology. Never mind.
Yeah,
He
he
developed
developed.
the microbot technology.
Yeah, because when they were doing the
Yeah, they
tour,
did yeah, he saw the
yeah,
thing.
he
So
said,
that would make sense. Never mind.
yeah.
I promise y'all I'm not dumb, but it was just like for him to start the fire, I was just like, what?
Yeah, nah,
Something about that just doesn't make sense all the way. It just is like,
yeah. At first, yeah. If you don't think about, if you don't think about it, and then,
it's something that you got to think about way too
hmm
much. It's like, yeah, that
yeah,
makes sense. He started the fire and just like,
Callahan started the fire. Yeah,
it just doesn't.
it is. I'm not. I will say it is a writing gap in a way because they didn't fully like. I don't want to say they needed to spoon feed it to the audience, but like you said in the beginning, there wasn't any um reasoning as to there wasn't clear enough reasoning as to why Callahan turned evil, or it wasn't to me it wasn't strong enough, and you didn't
Him
see
as a
him.
villain doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't. I would have actually liked it probably better. Nah, because that would have been too basic as far as
If
Craig.
Cray was
If
the
Craig was a
yeah,
villain, so I don't know, but yeah, sympathy
I
villain.
think that if Callahan was the villain, I think it could have worked.
Yeah.
But they needed to bring some actual. First of all, they needed to start earlier with the reasons why. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just shove all the reason in the third act and just be like, "Oh yeah, this is oh, you're the reason why my daughter is gone, bro,
That's
and this is
too
why I'm going to take
spoon
everything away
fed.
from you." And now and I gotta say that while I'm taking everything away from you, you're the reason why I'm taking like my daughter is gone, and now everything that you have is about to be gone. Proceeds to take everything away. The
Right.
end.
Yeah, it wasn't strong enough.
It's just that doesn't make convincing enough. That doesn't give me enough time with your character.
Like,
I
yeah,
don't really care. It's like, oh, your daughter is gone.
like,
Okay.
I get, like, if that was my daughter, I don't have any children right now. But if I had kids and, like, that would happen, I would be pissed. But you gotta show their reasoning beforehand. You have to have a slow build up in order for us to care, for us to be convinced that this is a good antagonist.
Like imagine imagine showing hero in class
Mm-hmm.
and we learn about the reason why Callahan started teaching or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why he still teaches to this day is because like he lost his daughter or something like that. Or
Mm.
imagine Callahan is encouraging I'm not Tash, Hero to keep going to school because he lost Tadashi, and he's like, I mean, I lost my daughter a long time ago,
And
because of Craig, blah 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 blah, and he tells her about his daughter, and he's like, this, but I, going to the school, teaching, it's my passion, and this is why I do this every day, and it helps me get through.
help me get through the trauma of losing my daughter.
Exactly. So also we're keeping with the theme of the movie, which is about trauma,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
grief and trauma,
Yep.
and then we're also getting little hints about what's going on in Callahan's head.
Yeah.
And if we want to, Talk about sympathy. There you go. There's a little bit of
a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
A little sprinkle.
Because when you start to see him be evil, you can decide whether you feel bad about it or not. You know,
Yeah.
because he's not doing that current action and then spilling all of that on you. Because it's always when they're doing something evil that they gotta spill all of this on you.
Yeah, and it doesn't, and it's not as impactful as, you know, seeing this person like go through it, like him. Even him looking at a picture of his daughter would have been nice to see or something, and that would have had a more clear sympathetic villain versus all in one in the last 20 or 30 minutes of the movie.
Exactly. Just to be clear, I just don't like when people criticize, and then you can't offer any solutions. It's honestly the worst thing in the world.
It really is.
People only offer criticisms and then they don't know
they don't have
how
any type
to offer any type of help. Like, what would you do instead?
They have all the criticism, but nothing constructive to say.
Exactly. So that's why we're just offering what they could do instead. What could have been better? Another one is Incredibles 2, because honestly, Evelyn Dever was an awful villain, especially coming off the back of Syndrome. And essentially, she was the same thing as Syndrome, only 20 times worse.
I forgot like what her premise was, if I'm being honest. Like I remember
Superheroes keep us weak.
Okay.
that was that major line that she said.
Yeah,
that's like the main thing that I remember. Well, she had Elastigirl in the little freeze chamber thing. Superheroes keep us. It was like, okay.
Okay.
I remember sitting there watching that, and I was like,
damn.
Girl, why did you? Why have you been helping this whole time?
No, yeah. I guess because she needed the money from her brother. That's why. Because she was like doing. It's almost. It's like
no,
that.
But she was helping get the law started for them to come back.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Why have you been helping this whole time?
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, Evelyn Dever or Screenslaver, her whole like tragic backstory. Yeah, our dad got offed because when they got robbed, her dad tried to call the superheroes, and I think she called Gazer Beam, who probably was already offed by Syndrome by that point, which is crazy. It's not that he didn't come; he was already
deleted.
Yeah, by Syndrome, which is actually kind of funny. It would be funny that it would be funny if Mr. Incredible was there. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know
he's gone, right?
Yeah, he passed away. Syndrome killed him.
Right.
Yeah. I was at Syndrome's island. He tried to take us all out. Yeah, that was crazy. That happened last year.
I saw eliminated right across Gazer Beam.
I saw his bones.
Right.
His bones, girl. His bones, and they weren't even under any dirt. Like they was in a cavern, so that means he had to be down there for a minute, girl. So I mean, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Gazer Beam. Yeah, he been gone for a minute. You didn't see the missing. Oh, you don't know his secret identity. It's like, yeah, he was missing. He was in the papers for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
She was Syndrome times 10.
You mean minus 10?
I mean minus 10, yeah.
Minus 20. Like, girl, you over here trying to be friends with us and whatnot? Like, okay, that's nice, but
you really trying to have a bond with these people?
Like
if you if you really stood on business, you wouldn't want to be all happy go lucky with them.
I found it underwhelming, the whole tragic backstory. The superheroes keep us weak. so that's why she was trying to control them. But I get it. I got the whole, if somebody could control superheroes, then like what, they could just attack us, but like
yeah. Still
literally the only way that they could control them was
through the goggles.
Yeah, like that was the only time that could happen, and like somebody intensely close to them was doing it. So
yeah,
I don't know. It wasn't really a realistic, not realistic, but it wasn't really it didn't really make sense.
it wasn't a strong
It wasn't a strong premise. Thank you.
motive. Yeah,
It wasn't a strong motive, and it wasn't a good premise.
mm-hmm.
It wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
One that I wanted to say was Brave. Whether it had a villain or not, because the demon bear could go as a, I wouldn't say it's a villain. It could be like an antagonist, but because it wasn't like there the whole time, so I wouldn't say it was like was it a main antagonist? No. Did it serve as like a minor antagonist? Yes.
I put it with like the Encantos, Turning Reds type trauma like stuff, like movies, familial trauma type type movies, because you don't,
because it was more about family.
Yeah, it was mainly like about like her beef between her and her mom, and when she's finally realizing
mend the bond,
like, that wasn't the main thing. It wasn't really. Brave is a really good movie. But yeah, I don't think there was any type of villain in it as well. Yeah, just a good heartfelt movie.
Another twist villain. We got Zootopia.
Yep. With the sheep.
Bellwether. She was a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Hey.
She was a sheep in fox clothing. Sheep in lion's clothing.
All right.
Because she framed the lion. She was a sheep in lion's clothing. But yes, the Zootopia was another twist villain situation, because of course she framed Mayor Lionheart. She was trying to get everybody to believe that all of the
predators
were the bad guys. We had a little racial parallel. Trying to believe, oh, there's a them now.
Oh, there's a them now. No, I mean, you're not one of them. All right.
It's crazy because like most of the cast was white. It was just like thinking of like that, and I was like, "Isn't that Jason Bateman?" It's like when in my head, I was like, "Wait a second, is this Jason Bateman?" And I was like who? Oh, and then I started thinking, and I was like, "Who on that cast is black?" And then I just went, "Isn't Idris Elba
Idris Elba? That's it. The bull.
He's not a bull.
I mean,
that's not a bull at all.
Not what was he then? Longhorn?
No.
What was
that? Is a.
What was he then?
I know it's crazy because I know what kind of animal that is, but I can't think of it at the moment.
Not a matador.
That is not what a matador is.
No. I know. A matador is the thing. Yeah, I know.
It was like,
yeah, I know.
Like, whoa, that's not an animal.
I know it's a bison. No, because that got short horns.
No, it's you're thinking wrong terrain, because this is you're in the wrong terrain.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta look it up. Elba. Zootopia. Buffalo. He was a buffalo.
Is that buffalo?
Yeah, it's a Cape of buffalo. Yeah, that was kind of close.
I thought it was a wildebeest.
No. Wildebeest is different. Oh, that would have been crazy. Yeah, a wildebeest is more slender. It's not as big as that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was on the right track. Like bull and buffalo.
Anyway, why did we get so off track with that? Anywho,
twist villain.
Yes, thank you. Because I was like, where were we with the whole Jason Bateman being white part?
Yeah, the racial tension and whatnot, blaming the predators.
Yes. So yes, the whole twist villain thing being the prey and not the predator.
Yep.
Yes. Did I think that it was well done?
Story wise or villain wise?
Well, the villain affects the story,
okay.
so
yeah.
I thought the movie was entertaining. Did I think that the whole racial tension part of the movie, so like this part of the story, the whole twist villain being the prey, so like it creates the whole racial tension part. This part of the movie I actually didn't think was that great. I understood what they were going for, but if it showed that Bellwether was more she had more discontent for her position, or that she was like upset, like maybe they showed her like really
like her background,
sad, or they just showed her like I said, like more like less content, like maybe she was like crying when she was at her desk, like the times that like Judy came to visit her or something like that, and she was literally like crying or something like that, like when he was calling her like smell weather or something like that, and she was like upset while she was there. Like you saw her and she was not happy, not she, but like when he's doing that, she's literally like, that's a little thing we have going on there.
Yeah.
Like, but she's so happy the whole time, so it seems more like she's content with her position.
Right.
Whereas if you showed her in a position where she is not happy, there is no content, she's unhappy, she's sad, she's overworked, she's in a position where she has too much going on, and she's doing all the work when this guy gets all the praise. And you're constantly seeing that she's unhappy. She's carrying all these books. He smacks into her, and she's like, you see, like maybe like tears on her fur or something, like, or her, her wool. You know what I'm saying? Like the wool has like little stuff on it. Like you could tell that she was crying or something like that.
That would be more plausible.
Now you see, she comes in with the thing, and it's Bellwether.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All these years of crawling to the top, and homie gonna put some respect on my name.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. And have just enough of that where it doesn't I guess, how do I say it? It doesn't saturate what what's her name?
Judy
and
oh yeah, I just mean what they were
I'm
already
saying,
having in the movie.
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm not.
Just
I'm
those
saying
little
to
scenes.
saying it for the audience. I don't want
just
them
like
to
those little
think.
passing scenes.
Yeah,
Because that would be just enough.
We're not saying
maybe just like a hi, Judy.
Yeah.
But you could just see that she was upset, like something on her face or something like that. Yeah, that's just like me, just enough for you to see subtle hints, just enough.
Maybe like 3 or 4 scenes in the movie, and then boom. We're not talking about the entire movie, y'all.
No. I'm not even talking about long scenes with her.
Exactly.
Like I said, they already had scenes with her in the movie.
Yeah.
So if you use those similar scenes to that in the movie and just change her demeanor, it would be enough to make it so it makes more sense for her to pop up and be like,
yeah, be like, I'm the culprit. I took the boots.
Exactly. That's really my point, because it really just didn't.
It was.
It really the tonal shift felt strange. It was kind of strange.
Yeah, when I think about it,
yeah. Also, the part with Judy just going to it may be something in their DNA, and I was just like, girl, you're just. I guess we were going with. I mean, I understand that they were going with the whole internal bias part.
Yeah, they could have done. They didn't need to have that in there because they already had the bias right there. They didn't need to do all the innuendo type things of like, maybe it's in their DNA and we gotta check this out and blah blah. It's in their blood. Like, nah, man, nah.
Watching it, and then she said, like he said, just answer their question with a question, and then she said it could have something to do with biology, and I said, girl, why you say all them words? He said, just answer the question with a question, and she said a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Is that a good question? Yes. Like, is it hard? No.
Yeah.
Can I do this all day? Sure. Do I want to? No. Sis, do better.
Yeah. And we get that is one of the tropes is racial bias and also all this other stuff, trying to show it. We get that. But we're giving examples of ways that you could do it without it being so blatant and all this other stuff. And when it comes to the villain too.
Yeah, I think I would have rather seen Judy watch him go through the racial bias.
See, now that would actually be good. That right there. I'm surprised they didn't do that.
I think that would have been more impactful for them to be friends and to have to go through racial bias. Would have been kind of interesting. I think
that would have been better than to have all this biology stuff. Like, we get biology, all right?
The whole that thing, oh man, it might have to do with something in the back. Take it back to Django. It's got the 2 little dimples in the back of the skull.
What's it gonna be, Doc? I'm like, nah, man, nah.
Like, I think because it's that type of speech is so overdone, especially in film. It's just I just, like I said, I would have rather seen Judy, do exactly what he said, and that's over, and there still be some type of prejudice out there, because of what's going on, and then you see outside people speculating, because what goes on in the news, everybody starts speculating. You're like, I've seen that it's only mammals. What they've released is only mammals. I mean, not mammals. It's only predators. It's only predators. It's only been predators so far. It's only been predators so far. And people start getting, people start the bias begins right there.
And then the tensions start rising rather than them all having like picket signs just out of the blue, because I forgot what I feel like they tried to do it, they just didn't do it well. That because they tried to do it like throughout the news and saying, oh well, it was predators and whatnot, but it didn't. how do I say it wasn't written as strong as what you just said, because the way that you just made it was stronger than what they tried to do, because it's too
on the nose.
Yeah, it's too on the nose. It's too on the nose of like, oh yeah, now let's all ban against predators. Like, what? No.
Yeah,
We need to see
and then
escalation.
and then to watch like see Judy, like to see Nick be more and more uncomfortable, because especially because he was already a fox and people just
People
inherently
already
hate
had
foxes.
Yep.
But then it's already getting worse for predators to see that come down on him over and over again, and their friendship get tested during this time because she's a cop as well. So that would all like accumulate, and see how that would test their friendship in that part of the story. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have liked it better. Zootopia is still a good film, but that would, when it comes to the premise of it and whatnot.
Or even if she took him to like her hometown or whatever.
Yeah.
Like watch her parents try to discriminate against him.
Almost like we said in the beginning, like an interracial type thing, and like how black guys will go to these southern towns with their white girlfriends or something like that. Have that type of vibe going on. That's only what I could think of.
Like, wait, you came back with a fox, and it's like,
and
he's my friend.
And they're all clutching their purses and whatnot.
Yeah, and she has to watch that, and it's like, Judy, your friend's a fox. It's like, yeah, he's my friend.
And the way that they tried to do, like, Gideon, her childhood bully, shoot, their childhood bully, like turning over a new leaf. I'm just like, yeah, that's okay, cool, I get it.
That was the only one okay.
That was
like
nice.
It was just like him.
That was cool, but to have more of that would have been better.
We just call them night howlers, but that I felt like that was just really like spoon fed.
Oh yeah. Because I think at that point they needed to end the movie. They were trying to find a way to end the movie. It's like, oh, night howlers, boom, boom.
Because really, the parent just said the genus name, the genus and species name for it, and she was just like, and he was like, "Dang, that was a mouthful. We just call them night howlers." Which honestly, Gideon, same.
Yeah,
I'd come up with some name for it too if you gonna call it all of that. She called it some Key and Peele name, Thicarius Dijection. Like, Anywho, an unapologetic villain, a purely evil villain. One of the most purely evil that there is, besides like Maleficent or like the Evil Queen. Judge Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I think I only watched that once. It was a one and done for me.
That means we're gonna watch that immediately after this.
I know.
Because that is an insult to that movie, because first of all, that movie is insane. Oh my gosh, that movie is so beautiful. I mean, down to like the weird little CGI people in the crowd. It's just crazy. Because the CGI people in the crowd always blows me because they look kind of funny. But like the views of just Notre Dame look. I mean, it looks beautiful for the time. I mean,
I'm not surprised.
The church looks beautiful. Like,
that's when they really cared. That's when they really cared.
Yeah, I mean, they made it look so beautiful. That's why I feel like they didn't care about the people. Every time they do those wide views of Notre Dame, they were like, oh, forget about these people. I mean, but the budgeting really went to the actual church.
Right.
So,
right.
and the voices, oh man, gorgeous. I mean, I think the main problem comes in with I didn't learn till maybe 5 or 6 years ago that gypsy is actually a slur.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I mean, it was a while ago. Yeah. And then you learn that that's actually a slur. You're like, oh, wow. So,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know that
I actually sat down and finally read the Hunchback of Notre Dame book.
Yeah.
And,
I think I learned
yeah.
gypsy was a bad word, I think, in high school. But now that you said it, I'm recollecting what it meant. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh. And you hear regular people use it, and you're like, and they be like, you're like, people just be randomly using it. You're just like, that's what I don't be just using it, but
Yeah.
I've heard it used in like TV still, and I'm just I don't use it, especially because it's actually like a people, and and they actually have a name. Especially after I read the Hunchback of Notre Dame book, and you actually learn about the Romani people. So, I mean, that being said,
yeah,
the book is good too, but definitely nothing. The book, the movie,
top notch.
way different from the other. Way different. I mean, the book is way darker, and the movie is super dark, but the book is way darker. I mean, the movie has romance and a villain. I will say that. But this is one movie that has romance, and the protagonist does not get the romance. Yes.
Took me a couple seconds, but yeah.
Yes. So it's just such an interesting movie, but Frollo is so evil. He is like, I can't even. Oh, he's like, he is uncomfortably evil. Like he is uncomfortably, and more so because there are people out there like that.
Right.
Because he's supposed to be a righteous person. But he's blaming his sin on the person that's making him feel that way. And so she's supposed to die because it's like, either be with me or I'm going, you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? And it's so creepy because he's obsessing over this one person.
Right.
Because he feels, because he's horny.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he's also blaming that on her.
Yeah, it's all your fault. It's you're the reason why I'm like this. And it's like,
you're a witch. You're a witch.
Yeah.
You have done something to my lower region. You're the reason.
Yeah.
And you spend the movie like, sir, please settle down.
Calm your ass down.
It's like, please settle down. Settle down.
Hey.
Settle down. No, Frollo definitely is like top tier evil villain because, sir, keep your privates in check.
Facts.
Because honestly, it's really just keep your privates in check, but you can't. So He really went insane because his privates were in check.
It's ridiculous, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So you guys, I've never actually seen the Lightyear movie, right? I've never actually seen it. But apparently it has a twist villain.
Before she started this, y'all, she said, Harrison, just get ready for Lightyear. So, again, let me take another swig of water.
Y'all like my cup? I got a half of because I work at Dunkin'. So, anywho. Lightyear, y'all. I recently learned what the plot of this movie was because I wasn't gonna see it.
Nah,
because
for sure.
Why would you?
Yeah,
if it wasn't gonna be the plot from
Toy Story
what we
2.
What we know happens to Buzz Lightyear, and I'm not saying no, they had to copy paste what happens in Toy Story 2 to the movie, but you have like the pieces,
I was about to say
pieces.
you have stuff from the movies. You have stuff from Toy Story. You see a little bit of the background in Toy Story 2, and you see just a tiny bit in Toy Story 1. So of course, all you had to do was put those two together, but have more depth and everything. That's it.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, y'all don't even need to do a damn movie. I'm gonna just okay.
Oh yeah, that was definitely unnecessary. But if you were gonna do a movie about Buzz Lightyear, first of all, I think it should have been Inception type movie. Like it should have been Andy going to see the Buzz Lightyear movie with his Buzz Lightyear doll. So it should have been the Inception of Buzz. It should have been Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Like it should have been like
That's all you needed to do.
no, because he got Buzz Lightyear for Christmas or something like that. So no, he shouldn't have been going with Buzz, but he should have gone to see the. Yeah, it should have been little Andy with his mama going to see Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
like we should have been seeing Andy with his little hat on, like going to see Buzz Lightyear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
Or like even seeing Sid out here complaining that he had to go see this with what was Sid's sister's name? I don't remember what his sister's name, but it would have been funny because like his sister wanted to see it or something like that. That would have been funny. That would have been something like that would have been funny.
Yeah.
I mean,
and maybe have Woody in his hand too. I don't know.
Well, no, Woody wouldn't have been in his hand because Woody didn't know about Buzz Lightyear yet. So that would have been contingency problem.
Yeah, no, you're right. But no, go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. No, you ain't.
I'm not. I'm actually ain't.
So what I think it is. Oh, so this is just me saying what I think the movie should have been. It should have been Buzz Lightyear, right? Buzz Lightyear, Star Command, right? Woody going to see the movie, maybe even Sid going to see the movie, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing the movie, going in. So they're seeing the credits. So it's them seeing the credits, and then we go in, and now we're seeing the credits that they're seeing.
Yep.
And then, so you know the beginning and start in Toy Story 2. You know how it starts with the do.
Yeah.
We start there.
Start there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we start in a scene similar to that because you know he dies in that scene because they're playing the video game.
Right.
So we start in something similar to that in a room similar to that.
I'm following. I'm seeing what you're putting down.
Yeah. So when he's doing all of that and then he's like about to fight Zurg, so we start similar to that room, but we don't have him immediately to immediately reach Zurg. I think that they should do a nod to that little room because they did that in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even when he landed on that one planet, at the beginning, because I think that's how that scene started. Like if they made a little nod to that little video game that they started with, that would be really cool because like the video game was literally him. And I think the video game was supposed to be based on like a movie. I think that's what the video game said.
I think so.
So that would be great if the movie was based on the video game that was supposed to be based on the movie.
You had all the answers.
The tools are there.
The tools.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have Buzz Lightyear and eventually interacts with Zurg. And it's like they use some of the audio for not audio, but some of the writing from the movie. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you killed my father. No, Buzz. I am your father. No. Come on. That was so great.
That was fantastic. That was good, man.
Buzz Lightyear. They don't have to do that. That was just great because that shows that he's a joke. Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do think that would be great. Just like a few little nods to the original movies would have been. So Buzz, our twist villain. Our twist villain literally is Buzz.
What?
Did I stutter? You guys, am I stuttering?
Oh, well.
Oh, he's confused. Concerned and confused.
Buzz is a twist villain.
Buzz is the twist villain.
Is the twist villain.
Yes.
There have been so many times that I've said I've disliked Disney so much. And this might be top 3 or top 2, one of the biggest reasons why I think all of Disney should just shut down completely. Because how the hell do you make Buzz Lightyear a twist villain? You should not be. Oh my.
So Buzz Lightyear, it's future Buzz Lightyear. So Buzz sees Buzz from the future.
Fuck's sake, bro.
And he's wait, it gets even better. He's Zurg.
Oh my. Are you shit? Nah, bro. Nah. What in the inceptual? Oh, hell no. Nah, bro. Nah.
And if I'm understanding something correctly, it's like he's trying to correct a mistake. I don't know if it was
also Back to the Future shit. What?
Well, wait. So if anybody's actually seen this movie, because I'm still like paraphrasing something I read because I don't really understand because I didn't see the movie because why? Especially after I found this out, I was like, why would I actually watch this? So if you've actually seen this movie and you like understand like the whole twist part, please comment below because and really like break down what happened because I'm still a little bit confused about the twist. So Buzz is the villain, future Buzz, but did Buzz go into the future or did future Buzz go into the past and was trying to correct something, or is Buzz going into the future to correct something? Because that's the part I was confused about, the whole correct something. That's the part where I got a little lost. There's some sort of correction going on. I don't know which one. Not gonna lie to you. But yeah. That
Disney, I hope you lose I hope every movie that you come out with this year loses in the box office to the point where you to the point where you barely hit bankruptcy. Because
they had Wish. I forgot about Wish. Wish didn't have any love in it. It didn't have. Its villain was Chris Pine.
Chris
BS.
Yeah.
It had a villain, sort of. That movie wasn't really a strong villain, but it had him. So if you want a villain, what's the villain wrong though? It was one of those movies like, was he wrong though? Because Homegirl just wanted to grant everybody's wish. And I mean, what if my wish was to rule the world?
Exactly.
She's like, everybody's wish deserves to come true. Like, what if I
No,
wish
the
to?
hell it does. Yeah. What if
I
I
wish for an earthquake?
right? What if I want to take everybody's money and force everybody into poverty, and I'm the richest person in the world, and nobody else can have any? What about if I
What if I
wish
wanted
that?
to set my job on fire, which
Right.
I almost want to do every day? So
Exactly. Like so. Disney. Y'all. Oh, sorry. Sorry for y'all's ears. I hit my mic.
that was a idle threat. I don't really want to do that every day. I mean,
Yeah.
not really.
No, she's only speaking metaphorically. I'm just kidding.
Moving forward.
I was about to say moving past. I Disney, y'all, and I'm glad Lightyear got the reviews and discourse that it got. Because how in the ever living did you have Buzz Lightyear
Of Star Command.
Turn him into a freaking villain, a twist villain at that point, but a villain in general? That's like Woody being bad. Doesn't make any type of freaking sense.
No, it's basically like Toy Story 4. They basically Toy Story 4.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like yeah.
We're gonna call it the Toy Story 4 ho. Like they Toy Story 4 them.
Yeah. They just
the Toy Story ho. They Toy Story ho them.
For real, cause what? Oh my gosh, this is gonna. I feel my blood pressure rising. Oh nah, bruh. Oh my gosh, that hurts. That hurts.
So why do you think that Disney doesn't really prioritize proper villains anymore?
Because they want to appease everybody. I think they want to
make everybody's wish come true.
Make everybody's wish come true. Exactly. Exactly. They have to have some in order for them to have people come into the theater, they need to have somebody that has a sympathetic villain story, because that's the only way that they can bring people into the seats, supposedly, because they don't have any form of creativity to where you can actually make a real villain. And the reason that y'all aren't making a real freaking villain is because you're afraid of the discourse you're going to get of how evil these people are. You see why we were talking about Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, the other day, and how DreamWorks made a really good depiction of what a villain is supposed to be. Death and that fat dude with the big thumb, the Jack Horner. They literally made a good depiction of what a villain is supposed to be, but y'all are too afraid to do it because, I don't know, I guess money reasons, or because, which doesn't make any sense, because the box office shows all of these movies that y'all are coming out with freaking is trash and nobody sees it. That's why you have to revert back to the streaming services. I'm sorry that I'm going into a rant, y'all. I know I do this, but I am so sick and tired of uncreative stuff. When Disney, you were the pinnacle of creativity. You're the pinnacle of creativity. You're slapping y'all's ancestors in the face of what was the Disney Renaissance all the way throughout. Y'all can't even come up with good love movies. You can't come out with a good villain story. So what are you contributing to entertainment?
What do you bring to the table?
Like that ass. Like what are you bringing to the entertainment world other than buying everything? Because you already ruined Marvel. I don't know what's going on with Star Wars, because I'm not a Star Wars fan like that. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not really into Star Wars like that. but I've heard some discourse about that.
I mean, they really hurt in Star Wars, in my opinion. There's been more meh content in Star Wars than there has been good. So I mean, other than the Mandalorian, I really
It's all been bleh.
they really. I'm not saying the Mandalorian has been the only good thing that they have put out. I'm saying there there has been more meh content that they have put out. I mean, seriously, Han Solo, stop. And I love Childish Gambino, but like,
hold up, Childish Gambino is gonna be Han Solo?
No, Childish Gambino was in the Han Solo movie.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, like, they just doing too much. The live action Clone Wars stuff, like,
yeah, but Rosario Dawson's a wonderful actress, but why do you? We already have the animation, and the animation is so freaking
fantastic.
It was so good. That's honestly what brought me into Star Wars. That was my own. That was honestly the only thing I liked in Star Wars.
That series was great.
The Clone Wars was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, that was fantastic, and I like Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm actually a Star Wars fan, which is why I'm talking about actually thinking the Star Wars stuff. Since he's saying he don't mess with Star Wars.
It's not even like I just couldn't really.
I'd be out of the two of us, I'd be the more nerdy one because I'm into more like of this stuff. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. Like it's crazy because I do like some of the bigger franchises, but I do like more like niche stuff as well. It's crazy. So I would count myself.
You have a good balance
as like, thank you. So
yeah,
I would count myself as like probably a nerd, but who cares?
Yeah, nerds are awesome. How you talking about? But yeah,
the point is love. Actually, that was dumb.
I know. It was.
Disney doesn't actually give a crap about about doing love stories. I think they don't find it. I think that they believe that this generation doesn't want those types of stories.
That's a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, between that and the villains, I think that they see that there's some. I think they look on TikTok a lot for their takes.
And Twitter.
Because there is a lot of...
No, not Twitter. Sorry. Just TikTok.
I'm thinking it's TikTok.
Just TikTok.
Because there's a lot of like trauma TikToks out there where people are like trauma dumping and whatnot. So they're like, oh yeah, we're going to release these little trauma movies. Because when we got Encanto, I was like, this movie is cute. And then we got Turning Red and I was like, okay. Yeah. Okay, we doing trauma. Then we got Raya and the Last Dragon. And I was like, okay, so we're going to keep doing the trauma movies?
Right.
like damn, okay, wait. I was like, so we doing trauma movies?
So we're just doing a whole bunch of trauma. All right, cool.
It was like it was cute at first, but now it's like it's a little much. It's a little much.
It's oversaturating because, and my thing is, and you're right. They're trying to base it off of the market, which, if you're a business, yes, you want to appease to your audience and whatnot and what they're going through. Of
course,
we get that. But the thing is, Disney, you have a way of relieving all of this trauma and tension that's going through all of us these last like 5-6 years. You have the opportunity to relieve us from that. That is your job, essentially. The whole point of us loving those Disney movies when we were growing up is to escape all of this crap that's going on in our lives, along with our families. But when you come out with a whole bunch, it's almost like when in our last video, when they keep on coming out with slave movies, come out with different types of black movies, like a black nerd movie or sci-fi or something. They Clone Tyrone is a perfect example of that.
Exactly.
So
oh dang, we should have said that in the last video.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, no, yeah, damn, we didn't do that. But yeah, y'all, y'all are relying too much on, like you said, TikTok, because you don't know. It's like, I felt like throughout entertainment, just in general, they try to overcorrect.
I wanted to say that, like, what you were just saying about them trying to appease that one thing. And Disney has always been about rewatchability.
Yeah.
Them hyper focusing on trauma was really bad.
It's
because
dumb.
it's harmful to their brand. Think about it. Who wants to rewatch a movie about trauma? I'm not rewatching Encanto.
Yeah.
It was a good watch. I got a little emotional. I'm not gonna keep rewatching it.
Yeah.
I can re-listen to We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I'm not rewatching that whole movie. No, thank you. I'm okay.
Nah.
Turning Red, maybe, but because it was more lighthearted. But Encanto, and if you keep making movies like that, it doesn't have that rewatchability.
And it tanks.
Whereas
Sorry, go ahead.
something like Tangled,
Brave,
where you have Tangled very much does something where the mother is a gaslighter.
She was.
So if you have to deal with somebody in your life who is a gaslighter, like for me, my father's a gaslighter. I don't talk to him no more, but like it's something I've had to deal with in a parent, and it's like
you relate to that.
But I can rewatch that movie. I don't have that problem.
Yep.
Because the movie is lighthearted enough to go back to it because it's not the main focus. We're not focusing on her as a parent.
Focusing on the evolution of Rapunzel.
Exactly. Yes, we have her as a parent, as a parent, but we also know that's not her parent. We start the movie off knowing it's not a surprise that it's not her parent. We know that's not her parent. She's not a twist villain.
Nope.
We know it's not her parent. It's not, oh, you were never my parent. It's like she finds that out, but we, the viewer, know that's not her parent.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it a twist villain, which also is great. It's like she finds that out. We don't find that out. We know.
We've been known.
It's like we know.
We knew.
Honey,
going
you
in.
Don't know.
Right. We're waiting for you to know.
Baby, you don't know. We know.
We're waiting for you to connect some dots.
Exactly.
Like y'all, like that, and that's what makes Disney is rewatchability. We love, like I said, we loved watching y'all's movies, but y'all are literally a part of the problem of all this trauma stuff. I get. Like I said before, in the last episode, when it comes to the history of Black people and slavery, I get that you have to depict that. I get that people need to understand it. We get Disney? That. No, I'm talking about in the last
just entertainment in general.
I'm talking about in the last episode when we were talking about like the history of Black people and like they need to know about slavery and whatnot. And with Disney, I get you're trying to connect with your audience. You're trying to, I guess, deep dive into those trauma moments you have, like you were saying, in Tangled, she was a gaslighter, and y'all are deep diving into just the gaslighting of movies. I mean, of your characters, of what their motives are. Okay, cool. I get that. But what do you possibly gaining from this? Like, in all honesty, I'm looking right at the camera for this. What are you gaining in all honesty when it comes to making all of these traumatic movies? You're not helping. And if you're trying to,
they're trying to appeal, so that's what they think that they're helping. Right. They think that they're trying to appeal to they're trying to appeal to young people who keep talking about trauma.
Right.
So they think that is a hot commodity.
And
young people love talking about it, so that's what we're gonna make. We're gonna make movies about this thing that people love talking about, and they've been hiring a lot of younger writers, because the people who wrote, I mean, the woman who wrote Turning Red was a younger writer.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a younger Asian writer. Like that was for her. Encanto, I'm not really sure the age of the person who wrote it, but I believe it was a younger writer as well.
But yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like some of these, I'm not sure about Raya and the Last Dragon. I didn't even watch that one.
That movie looked like a freaking.
They didn't even promote that one.
A Disney Junior movie. Like, why would I watch
Playhouse
that?
Disney?
Exactly.
It's the Mickey Mouse
Clubhouse. It's Raya Dragon. Yeah. Like, man, nah, nobody gonna watch that.
Not the Playhouse Disney.
Like,
goodness gracious.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Yeah.
You said it looked like Playhouse Disney.
It was Playhouse Disney. Did that not look
Disney
like a
Junior? Wow.
It looked like Disney Junior. Raya and Dragon look like Disney Junior. Can't tell me it doesn't. You can't tell me it doesn't.
Because I thought about the way the dragon looked, and I can see it on Disney Junior. It looked like Blue's Clues, the way Blue's Clues look now.
Blue's Friend, yeah, it looked like it could be his cousin, man. Nah.
Blue's Clues and You is what they call it now, right?
What?
You didn't know that they changed the name of Blue's Clues?
No.
After Steve left, they changed the name of Blue's Clues. It's called Blue's after Joe left.
I can't deal with all this. I really
hey, bro, they changed the name. I'm glad. After our boys left, they changed the name.
Well, that's good. Yeah, honestly, that's good. That's good though.
So now it's called Blue's Clues and You.
Yeah. Disney, y'all need to. Yeah, you're coming out with all these sequels: Toy Story 5, Frozen 3 or 4, whatever, Moana 2, all like, and now and compare
Kung
that
Fu Panda 5,
Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Panda,
DreamWorks.
Oh, DreamWorks. That's DreamWorks.
You said it too.
You made me.
DreamWorks has the Kung Fu Panda 5 and the
I don't know.
Olo, what's his name? Olo.
Who?
Olo.
Olo.
Megamind. That's it. It's the line from Megamind. I literally say that all the time. I call you and say Olo. Like, that's literally a line from Megamind. No, it's hello. Like, that's from Megamind. You didn't know that? I literally say that to you all the time, and you didn't know that was saying that line from Megamind?
No, I did.
He picks up the phone and he's like,
Olo.
And then the guy with the fish bowl, he was like, no, it's hello.
Yeah, I remember that.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Olo.
Yeah. Olo. No, it's hello.
Unnecessary, but I live my life like this.
Yeah. Like it's on top of the live actions too. Just take down the company at this point. Put Marvel back where it came from, so that way they can do what they want. Put Star Wars back where they came from. All this other stuff. Stop buying a whole bunch of stuff that y'all didn't know what to do with. Y'all are handicapping yourselves, because rewatchability is in the negatives. You can't write villains right. You can't write love well.
Or they just don't want to.
Or they haven't
tried.
You can't. You just don't. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to, and it's sad. It's just sad.
I mean, I haven't really tried to write love, so I'm not gonna say I can do it better than somebody, but like.
But you can get some. You can have some. I can think of some concepts at least. Like, I can think of a couple, but y'all are disappointed, man. Disappointing.
But this is a company that used to do this a lot. So we're talking about, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the one of them died, but the shoehorn. I mean, the guys that started the Disney Renaissance are still there. One of them died, I believe.
Oh,
but the guy that does the music for him, he's still alive.
Oh, nice! I didn't. Cool.
He did the music. He literally did the music for the live action Little Mermaid, which is why I was sad that the music sucked.
Yeah, we did.
We've had this conversation before. The music sucked because they did the music for a more classical sound, where it should have been a more like a deeper sound. It needed a more bass driven sound, maybe. Like maybe Lin-Manuel Miranda should have done it.
Yeah.
There's no shots at
OG.
What is his name? I can't think of what his name is. Because I know his name. I just can't think of what it is. It's no shot at him. But I just think that it would have been better if that they did in not necessarily a different key, but they did a different like tempo. If they just changed how they were doing Michael B. Jordan was not in this movie. Stop lying to me. I looked at the cast. This thing says Michael B. Jordan. Like where? Where was Michael B. Jordan in this movie? Stop lying to me. Michael B. Jordan was not in this movie. Michael B. Jordan was not in the movie. Michael B. Jordan, stop. Stop. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan lies. Alan Menken. That's the
Alan Menken.
Lin-Manuel Miranda was involved.
Well, that's tragic. That's tragic. Oh, dang.
Just when I tried to give that man some props.
Let you down. But yeah, y'all got...
Alan Menken was the name I was trying to think of, though. Yes, he and... I'm not going to look up the other name, but they both really, really started the Disney Renaissance. He and Alan Menken really worked on majority of the movies in the Disney Renaissance. Alan Menken doing the music.
And the other dude. So yeah, like if y'all have them, like I know y'all need, you know, writers and directors and all that other stuff, but it's not that hard to go back to your roots, especially if you're Disney, since you have so many examples. Like
shoot, Brad Bird is still alive. Like
Brad freaking Bird, like one of the goats of freaking of Disney,
Pixar.
I'm sorry, of Pixar.
Yeah, and Pixar is a freaking Pixar goat.
Pixar.
Brad Bird is. I mean, come on, Incredibles, Ratatouille.
Is John Lasseter still there too?
I think so. Yeah.
You got John Lasseter too, mother. What more could we say? Like honestly, what more could we say? Like, stop being so money hungry and start doing some actual work and be creative and use your tools wisely. Because you're not helping the entertainment, you're not helping the people, you're not helping anybody with y'all's ideals as of right now.
Are they ideals or are they just
agendas? How the hell you want to call it? y'all's agendas is trash right now. But yeah, was Lightyear the last one?
Oh yeah. Oh, we're done. We're done.
Yeah. Well, y'all, I hope you like this spirited video. Make sure y'all leave comments in the in below. Tell us what your thoughts are, what you liked, what you disliked. Social media links will also be in the description box below. Please follow us on Spotify and YouTube. And that's about it. Hope y'all have a great one. Bye.
Oh my God.